47 videos in 104 days, 969 views, 8 subscribers. Shout out to those subscribers. Thank you for subscribing and joining the channel. Now, if we judge this initial batch of creating content on YouTube, we'll call it phase 1, and we only looked at YouTube analytics, this would be most likely, based on those numbers, unsuccessful. But I'm going to share with you why this was an actual massive win. Now again, those numbers: 104 days, 47 videos at that time were public, 969 views, 8 subscribers, watch hours were at 23.5 watch hours. So not quite 24 hours, based on 47 public videos. Now, I actually recorded 52 videos in about 83 days, but I have them scheduled to go live every 2 days. So at that snapshot in time, those are what the numbers are telling us about this channel. So how is this major win? Well, the reason it was a major win, there was some major technical wins. So one was learning how to film a video, how to use iMovie, how to properly set the settings on a DJI wireless mic, how to make some audio adjustments, how to use Canva, eventually moved over to the Blackmagic camera app and using DaVinci Resolve, which all of this, looking at it individually before actually starting any content creation, was very overwhelming and looked like rocket science. So there were some big technical wins on that perspective of these videos. There was something about that intention of getting started and having an actual use case that the answers and the solutions came together pretty quickly. So we had those technical wins. There was also the solution of some hardware issues. There were issues with the iPhone using native camera app that was zooming in and out. And in some cases it zoomed in just a little bit. Sometimes it was really zoomed in. So I actually liked it in the beginning, but once it started zooming in to just my eyes and my face and didn't zoom back out, it was a problem. We got that resolved. Got that resolved by moving from the native camera app to the Blackmagic camera app, where there's a lot more control and ability to prevent that auto zooming in and out. There was also an issue with loudness. I was back and forth. For some reason, the loudness was really low on, I would say, probably those first maybe 20 videos. It wasn't crazy low, but it was low enough when you hear it, you know you needed to bump up the volume. So there was a lot of learnings there using AI, using ChatGPT, using Claude, eventually solving that issue using Gemini. Went through many settings on the DJI mic, went through increasing audio loudness through iMovie, and that was hit or miss. Finally got it dialed in using DaVinci Resolve. So we had the zooming in and out issues, we had the loudness issues that were solved on that aspect. Now there was one big major win that I think supersedes all of this, so stick around to the end, because I'm going to share that. I want to put a little more time into that. What I want to share here is, where do we go from here? We'll call this phase 1, those first 52 videos. Where do we go in phase 2? In phase 2, there's going to be a focus on generating the ideas for the videos, the title, thumbnail text, and the intro to the video. That's all the packaging. If you've been studying this, that's the packaging, which I was aware of before starting this phase 1. and also wanted to get in the reps to get better on camera, more comfortable on camera, and then also learning all those steps we talked about, all the various software. And honestly, those were unforeseen issues, the auto zooming, the loudness. I'd never heard anybody talk about that. It just sounds like you start a channel, you hit record, and everything works. And it doesn't quite work as smooth as that. And I guess the other aspect is this: everybody's going to have their own different equipment and different challenges they need to resolve. So it's more of a one-on-one type basis of solving that. So that's phase 2, focusing on the ideas, focusing on how I can provide better ideas and solutions and implementations that you can take and move forward with. That's where we're going in phase 2. So I'm excited to start that. Now, what was that one big, super amazing lesson that made this a win that supersedes everything that I've already shared with you? That was getting started, publishing that very first video. What's incredible about that, when I share with you now, having the 47 videos live at this time, now that time has moved on, there's probably a few more videos that are actually live. But the big one was getting started. And what's so crazy to me was that first video was such a, I guess, a struggle or to get started with. It took so long for that to happen. And now we're 47, 52 videos deep into this. I don't even remember that old me. I don't even remember what it was like wanting to start creating content and not. I watched all the videos about that, about being confident on camera, filming that first video, all of those different things. Nobody's watching these, nobody cares, so don't worry about it. So that's another reason why I feel good about this. It gives us time to get in the reps, to get in the practice, the practice, to be more polished and comfortable on camera. Who knows, maybe we'll get into 100 videos before we start seeing some traction, which I'm completely committed to long term and completely confident with that. But that was the big win in this, getting started. I wish I would have documented that day of filming that first video and what the thought process was. I think the thought process for me personally was all the YouTube videos that I consumed that talked about nobody cares. Probably the biggest one, Mr. Beast. Film those first 100 videos, then come talk to me about what we can do, because you're not going to get any views. So by all those other creators setting the expectations, which I want to set for you here, helped me get started in this journey. So that's why this phase 1 was a big win. And I still think about that. Not having any videos saying I need to get started, to having 52 videos created. And the cool thing about that is, how I said, I can't even remember that other person. As you move forward in this, new things come up and your attention's focused on that. Like I mentioned, the audio, the zooming in and out. Initially, the focus was on all the mountain of what it was to start one video, to create that first video. But once you climb that mountain, there's going to be more to follow, and you don't forget that initial one of starting is nearly erased. To be truthful, I don't even remember that. So keep that in mind. Excited that you're here. Thanks for the subscribers. Thanks for the views. I'm going to keep you up to speed on how this is progressing, moving forward. Keep an eye out, and there's going to be much more attention to detail on some of these things like title, packaging, thumbnail text, intros. Appreciate you being here. Have an amazing day, and we'll talk soon. Thanks again.